I don't want to scare anyone, but I'm going to give it to you straight about Jason.
It's the first week of summer, and with summer comes the rite of passage known as summer camp. Now, a lot of people have a summer camp experience, whether it was actually sleepaway camp, a scouts or guides trip, or even a weekend away with your family. There are a couple of staples that everyone experiences there, and usually one of them is getting the shit scared out of you. Here's the thing, for most kids, camp is one of the first times away from home. You're off in the woods with a group of people you don't know well, so there's a vulnerability there that leads to fear. Add to that a bunch of ghost stories around a fire where you're hearing strange sounds in the darkness behind you, and well, the horror comes to the forefront. Basically, camp is always the opening of Friday the 13th Part 2. A bunch of people sitting around a campfire telling a story that supposedly happened at this very camp years ago, often sharing its anniversary with whenever the story happens to be told. That's part of what makes the Friday the 13th franchise so great. It plays on the sort of legend has it that most camps use as their bread and butter. A camper or counselor is killed and someone wants revenge. It's something anyone who has gone to any kind of camp has experienced, and in the case of the Friday the 13th series, it plays out by giving you the best of both worlds. First, the grieving mother seeking revenge, then the long thought to be dead victim coming back for his own vengeance. Hell, you even get a copycat using the legend for his own vengeance. And then you get the long thought to be dead victim coming back from his actual grave as an unstoppable supernatural force. What more could you ask for in a camp killer? If you answered with a tortured and confused child dealing with way more than they should have to at the turn of puberty, then Sleepaway Camp might be for you. This is one of those movies where the ending is problematic when looking at it through 2019's eyes. But in 1983, it was a solid slasher with an iconic twist that no one saw coming. You could argue that considering the age of the actors in the film, it used actual teenagers as teenagers, which was practically unheard of. Things were problematic then too, but it was a simpler time, I guess. Sleepaway Camp had something Friday the 13th didn't, an actual camp. Camp Crystal Lake is never open in any of the movies. Camp Arawak is, so you get a whodunit slasher crossed with meatballs. These two franchises so established the summer camp setting as a horror movie trope that decades later it's still being used. Look at a film like Final Girls, a parody in which a group of friends are stuck in a classic camp set slasher trying to navigate through the story. Or You Might Be the Killer, which again takes another tilt at parody, but by having a counselor who finds himself in a camp set slasher call his horror fanatic best friend to talk him through survival. Now, this one actually started as a Twitter thread between Sam Sykes and Chuck Wendig talking about horror tropes, so of course it becomes a summer camp slasher. That brings us to Crypt TV's own Camp Monster. It opens up at Camp Willowdale, where things go very wrong for four boys on a scavenger hunt, when one of them is turned into the Mauler and earns the moniker, dispatching the other three. Cut to many camps later, when a young girl is sent into the woods as camp initiation and stumbles on the same glowing minerals that led to the first transformation. The Mauler quickly joins the ranks of other iconic crypt monsters like the Luxie and Mordeo in this tale of belonging and revenge. You can catch it now, right here on Crypt TV. So what's your favorite camp set horror film? What's your favorite campfire tale? Let us know in the comments, and remember, Fright Hype and Crypt TV are all over the internet. Until next time, keep the horror on the screen and off the streets. I'll see you then.
Watch new vids every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, only on Crypt TV.